So what we're going to be looking at now is how to find an angle measure using trig ratios. So let's say for argument's sake we wanted to figure out what angle D was. Under normal circumstances we would know angle D and we would say be trying to find a side like the adjacent side, and then maybe we knew the hypotenuse. Then we could use the whole SOH-CAH-TOA thing to figure out what we'd use. So in this case, what has to happen is, if you look at these, SOH-CAH-TOA, in order to use sine or cosine or tangent, you end up with a ratio of the opposite or the adjacent hypotenuse, etc., etc. So what this means is if we wanted to find angle D, which is our unknown, we're going to have the sine of angle D or the cosine of angle D or the tangent of angle D. Which one we're going to use is going to depend on what sides we're given. So let's say for argument's sake we knew that side FE, that is side little d, or the side opposite of angle D, right? So we know that this is the opposite side and that this would be the adjacent side. What that would mean is relative to angle D, we know the opposite and the adjacent, so that would mean the tangent. So we know that the tangent of angle D, whatever it is, right, equals, well, in this case we actually know the two sides, so we know that that's going to be 12 over 5. So to get rid of the tangent, to undo the tangent, we're going to do something called the tangent inverse. So what we're going to do is take the tangent inverse, which is designated with a -1, of the tangent of D. And when we do that, what it does is it undoes it. But just like any algebraic equation, if we do it to one side, it means we also have to do it to the other side. So that means we're going to take the tangent inverse of 12 over 5. Most people don't write this step out. What they'll do is they'll skip straight to this. They'll say that D is equal to the tangent inverse of the 12 over 5. Now the tangent inverse of 12 over 5 is, once again, just like the tangent of an angle. It's not something you're expected to memorize, but it is something you can calculate. Please bear in mind the reason this works is this tangent inverse cancels out this tangent, leaving us with just the D. And then the tangent inverse of 12 over 5 is just a function that you can type into your calculator as the tangent, -1, tangent inverse of 12 divided by 5, which works out to 67.38. And we're going to round to the nearest whole degree, so we're going to say 67 degrees. Please bear in mind that the tangent inverse and any inverse is going to give you a degree measure. So we now know that this is 67. Now looking at this situation, because we knew the opposite and the adjacent, we could use then the tangent, opposite, adjacent. So we use the same technique for figuring out sine, cosine, or tangent. The only difference is now we know both of the side lengths. We don't know then the angle measure.